call the Quarry Monitoring Committee to order. This is the August 26, 2021 meeting, 6 p.m. start time. Would you call the roll of members that are here regular?
Yeah. Kristen Wilhelm is member Fred Knupel.
Here.
Alderman Barber is absent. Member Short. Sorry, Member Dallas Short.
Here.
Okay. Member John Tenhaken.
Here.
Okay. And non-voting member Dinah Swanson is absent.
Okay. Would you?
Non-voting member Dinah Swanson is absent.
Okay. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? Are there any additions or corrections to the meeting of April 29th, 2021?
Well, June 24th. June 24th.
Yeah, June 24th. Okay, that was the minutes that we approved on June 24th. Yeah, June 24th, 2021 minutes. Has anybody got any additions or corrections to those minutes? I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
Motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Okay. So, citizen comment period. Are there any citizens here that would like to comment?
I'll go quick.
Sure. Name and address, Clint?
Clint Wenger.
Hello.
Clint Wenger.
Hello.
Good. All right. Clint Wenninger, Payne and Dolan. Just wanted to, because I don't think it got brought up at last meeting, and Regulo might be bringing it up today, that the informational meeting and our meetings, I believe, in September and October.
September 23rd and October 21st.
So I think the first one is just informational, Regulo, and then the next month they vote on it. So just want to make sure the committee knows that. Fred, I know you put a lot of time in with some of the other Quarry Monitoring Committee members, so I just want to make sure with some of the other Quarry Monitoring Committee members, so I just want to make sure that you knew that was put out there, and the dates Regular threw out there worked just fine for us. So,
You know, and if we want to be considered by the Plan Commission, it behooves us, if we can, to all show our presence be known at the Plan Commission. Because it seems like we do our work here, we pass it on, and it just kind of ends up in a piece of paper in a file somewhere. So perhaps some bodies showing up.
well, and we're giving a presentation just
Yeah.
on the background, so I won't hesitate to make sure to acknowledge all the work and time that we put in as a group to get it to the point where it is. So, but so I just want to bring that up in case it wasn't on your list to do Regular. So that's all I had. Thank you.
Are there any other citizens who would want to comment? Hearing none, we'll close the citizen comment at 6:04.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you know of regular?
No.
Okay. And now we have Stantec Consulting, their quarterly presentation for the second quarter of the calendar year 2021. April, May, and June.
Thank you, everyone. Is it coming through?
No.
And I think, yeah. Okay. Just want to review the letter report that was provided to the committee. Like you stated, it was for the second quarter, so April, May, and June. During that time period, observation events for the quarry. All were unannounced inspections where we just go around the perimeter of the quarry, and it was fairly typical. Occasionally seeing a small amount of dust for traffic going to the east, but generally we were seeing the water truck and street sweeper out there too, so it was as it should be. In terms of the seismic monitoring, we still have all of our standard meters out there, and during the second quarter, there were a total of 25 blasting events. Our Stantec meters picked up 80% of those, in comparison to the events that were picked up by the Payne and Dolan meters. In general, the Payne and Dolan meters tend to be a little bit more sensitive than ours. It's just a manufacturing difference. All of the blasts were within the PPD limits for the permissible vibration and for the air overpressure decibel readings. And then I'll just go over the general nature of the complaints. There were a total of 9 complaints for the second quarter. One was just regarding noise, and 9 were regarding vibration. One person complained about noise and vibration. All of the blasts corresponded to actual events. 2 of the complaints were coming from the same. 3 households complained once each. 2 households complained 3 times each. And we did not have any anonymous complaints this quarter, so we were able to locate all of them on the blast map. This quarter we had 1 blast east of 51st Street, which we do occasionally. We had 1 blast east of 51st Street, which we do occasionally get complaints over there. It's not where the majority of them are. As typical, 8 of the complaints were south of Drexel Avenue in the typical area for them, none west of the Root River.
Yep.
The weather, we had from partly cloudy, mostly cloudy, to fair scattered clouds, and about half the complaints were before noon, half the complaints were afternoon, so no big variation on that. We did have 2 blast events that had 2 complaints, and 5 blast events that only had 1 complaint each out of the 25 total. All of the blasts that had complaints this quarter were located in the southern portion of the quarry, and that's typically where we've had the largest number of complaints. As in the past, we didn't get any complaints regarding dust or truck traffic. It's all related to the blast events. Regarding dust or truck traffic, it's all related to the blast events. And we're still seeing some people working from home, so we might be seeing a little larger number of people just complaining because they are actually at home during the blast events themselves. And then if you look on, you see all the blasts were in the northern part, the pink dots, no complaints up there. We had 1 blast that had the complaint east of 51st Street, and that one was closer to the eastern wall on the southern side. And then your typical locations south of Drexel, immediately south of the active part of the southern quarry. The first 25 blast was relatively, it was a smaller number than we said, maybe.
Well, I know I got more noise out of the thunderstorms a week and a half ago than I do out of most of the blasting that goes on
All right.
in the area. I feel the air overblast more than the ground vibrating.
But this quarter, it was fairly typical of what we've been seeing in the past. No unusual patterns.
I think the last one that got everybody going was in September, maybe a year or 2 ago. That big one that they felt here at City Hall.
September.
We had a big one in September and a big one in April of last year as well. But none of them, I think, More than 3 complaints on any one blast so far this year.
That's good. Any questions by committee members? Okay. Thank you for the presentation. We got blasting complaints. Anything blasting data?
Yeah, since the last since
Go
the
ahead.
last meeting in June 24, so we have received planning department have received 9 complaints. We checked the blast levels for all of these complaints with the limits. The highest level was recorded in the southeast monitor, just like normal.
Yeah. Thank you, Regalo.
Yep.
Question for you, Regalo. Question for you, Regalo. So looks like the July 30th blast was over the 123 decibel limit. Is that correct? Is there any complaints about it?
So you say July 13th?
30th.
Oh, sorry. We have no 30th, no.
Clint, do you know if anything different happened at blast? It looks like it was mounted for quite a while.
But
No, I'm not sure specifically.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure specifically.
Yeah.
If that will cause a higher reading, so. But I
yeah,
just want to make sure that we're clear that we weren't over and out of compliance with the PDD regulations either. It was just over that 85%. And I can't remember the last time we had a air blasting over that number. So
yeah.
sometimes it depends on where the shot, if it bounced off something. So I'd have to dig into that with our Quarry monitor.
But yeah, because the last complaint we received was July 19th, and then but even if this is the highest, a over blast level, we did not receive a complaint for that day.
Okay, moving on to item 5C, review and discussion on quarry monitoring services, the scope of the work for calendar year 2022.
Yes, you have the, I think it's the tab to the left. Well, not the other one, that one, yeah.
So this is the services that we provided for this year, and we're open to discussion if we wanted to continue similar services for the coming year. A large part of the budget is for the monitoring equipment that's out there. And then we still do periodic monitoring for the observations, volume of traffic out of the quarry. This year we did 2 on-site announced inspections where we went down into the quarry as well, which is good so we can see operational changes and
Sure.
expansion year to year. Year to date, we have not used year to year. Year to date, we have not used any of the budget for the exceptional blast monitoring. And we will, that is as needed. And if we don't have any of those, we won't use those line items in our budget. And then we've got the quarterly report and the presentation, remote or in person. Didn't know if there's any other services or requests that the city might have.
Well, with us being short of members, I think what we should do is put this over till next, and we will, with Regalo, get together with the chairman or chairperson and formulate what we need. And hopefully by the next meeting, we can be in agreement with what we want for next year's
Right, right.
monitoring services.
Yes, because typically we'd want to have that contract in place by February timeframe,
Yeah.
so we could do the first quarter report if we're continuing on the same vein, and then start the inspections. I think we typically start them in April, just because March is when they're first starting the blasting again for the year.
The meetings,
Exactly.
so.
And I think that's why Regulo put this on the agenda today, just to start the process.
Because it's, you know, having been on the committee for a long time, you know, it seems like there's slow periods where there isn't any activity and we all come in and say, hello, goodbye, and we're gone. But I think if we can do something different with some of that regular meeting money, my thought as I was tossing and turning in bed, that sometimes pictures are worth a lot more than words. And I think UWM has a pretty good geology department. And I was, you know, that's one thing that I would bring up, is that if we might contact one of their professors, he has a bunch of students who could come up with perhaps an underground scenario of what's south of Drexel Avenue and east of 51st, so that people could perhaps understand that the rock is not the same from foot to foot to foot to foot to foot. And it might help to have that on the city website, have it as a PowerPoint presentation. You know, these are just some of the things that I rambled on about. And it might be something for the next meeting to add to the discussions. And Stantec, I would hope, would have some input on that too.
We have geologists on staff. I happen to be one myself.
Okay, okay. Because I know it's hard to describe what's 50 feet underground or 150 feet underground and how it interacts with the people. But if we can make an attempt and tell the citizens, here's what we're trying to do, here's what it looks like down below, here's why perhaps you get more vibration at certain times because of the So I would think that we'll put the review and discussion of the monitoring services over to the next meeting, and we'll also, Reglo, if you would, add the frequency of regular committee meetings. If any frequency of regular committee meetings. If anybody has ideas, I'd encourage them to, get in touch. Because I don't know, I haven't had contact with Kristen, so I can't tell you how she would react to it. But, I think most members would, perhaps entertain that idea. We get some professional information.
Well, the next quarterly presentation for Stantec is scheduled for November, so
Yeah.
we can have in between,
Sure.
so we can have that discussion to give some input to Stantec.
Yeah, because we're not all going to come up with good ideas right away. We need some more input from other members. I guess item V1 or VI, meeting scheduling discussion, that'll go with those other two. And I can reach out to Kristen and give her a call and
Okay.
just let her know what we were thinking. and I gave Regalo a map of what this area looked like in 1938 when they took an aerial photograph of the area. It was even before the quarry started.
That on file.
It was just for information.
Mhm.
It's one of those things that you're going through, oop, that was supposed to go in there. No, wait a minute, what's this? Oop, maybe we can send it to Regalo. Anybody else, anything they want to bring up? You know, you can always reach out to Regalo if you have questions, you know, Kristen too. Because we can add any item to the agenda. If somebody wants a discussion of it, we'll add it.
Sure.
Other than that, I hear item 7, 5-7, adjournment.
Just hold on,
Okay, Regalo.
Fred. The next meeting date.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually the fourth Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Fourth Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
What have you got for dates, Regalo?
If we choose September, then we have September the 30th, October 28th.
I think October's.
October.
appropriate. Last time we talked about every other month, unless there was a quarterly update.
So, October? What was the
28th.
date? 28th? Okay, let's put that in the form of a motion, if you would, please, for the next meeting, October 28th, 2021.
I'll make a motion to have the next meeting October 28th.
Second?
Second.
Okay. And if there's any changes, we can always let the chair, let everybody know. So, all in favor of October 28th, 2021 for the next Quarry Monitoring Committee meeting, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
No.
So it'll be an early evening tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor of adjournment at 6:19?
Aye.
You signify by aye. Sorry.